Welcome again to the old principal. 我就是老校长. And now we have come to another interesting lesson. Remember, what we're trying to do is give you plenty of opportunity to hear somebody speak English. Now, today's lesson will be number 304. 304. Okay, you have here a picture of a what? Nurse. And what is the nurse doing? She's crying. Okay, now the title of today's lesson is The Taming of Stella. Stella was a nurse. 她是我们学校的护士. Okay, and she was not too cooperative, 不太合作. So the title of this lesson is The Taming of Stella. Taming is 叫人家驯服. Okay, now I'm going to come back and explain more, but first I want you to listen to the whole story, and then we'll come back and we'll look at it in detail, okay?
Story 304, The Taming of Stella. Stella, which is not her real name, was our school nurse. She was an excellent teacher. Stella was also a very strong-willed person, but that didn't bother me because she handled her work very professionally and responsibly. Other teachers started to come to me with complaints about Stella. Apparently, she had fallen in love with one of the senior students. The teachers worried that the whole atmosphere of the school was in danger of being, quotes, poisoned. They were afraid that students would suddenly become more interested in boyfriends and girlfriends than in pursuing their studies. I knew they were right, but if I would have censored Stella, even privately in my office, I knew she would have become more defiant. About this time, I had been studying a book on communication, so I decided to try something different. I called her into my office. I didn't tell her directly that she was wrong. Instead, I told her how I felt about it. I used language like this. Stella, I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel depressed. You are a good teacher, but when you spend lots of time with that senior student, I just feel that things will get out of control among the other students. I don't know what to do to communicate to the other students that they are here to study and not to be looking for boyfriends and girlfriends. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel very sad. At this point, real tears came to my eyes. This is the only time that I have ever cried in front of a woman. It wasn't fake. It was for real. And what happened next? Stella started crying also. Instead of being defiant, she was blubbering right along with me. When we collected ourselves, she promised to break off the relationship, and she kept her word.
Welcome back. Are you ready? Here we go. Stella, which was not her real name, so I am not telling you who the real person is. Stella was our school nurse. Remember, she's Chinese. We live in Taiwan. I'm principal of a high school. Okay, she was a nurse. And I must say that she was an excellent teacher. 她是一个非常优秀的一位老师。 she was an excellent teacher. Going on, Stella was also a very strong-willed person. 她本人非常固执。Strong-willed, another way of saying stubborn, 很固执，很顽固. She had her own ideas, and when she had her own ideas, she did them. And she was not too interested in listening to others. So this is Stella. Good teacher, but also very strong-willed. Being a strong-willed person didn't bother me because she handled her work very professionally and responsibility. Because she was strong-willed, it really didn't bother me. 对我来说, what does it mean to bother me? 不是一个头痛的事情，不是一个头痛的事情。It didn't bother me. She handled 她处理她自己的工作 very professionally and responsibly. What does that mean? She was professional, 很专业. She did her job very well. And she was 很负责任. She did her work responsibly. So, even though she was strong-willed, hey, I can handle that. There's no problem. I was able, at least for me, it wasn't a 头痛的事情. It wasn't something that bothered me. Okay? Other teachers started to come to me with complaints about Stella. Now, when other teachers come to me with complaints about Stella, 他开始来我办公室投诉 Stella. Okay? So they are complaining about her. Behind their back, 投诉. Okay? So I didn't know what they were complaining about. I was totally clueless about. Apparently, 好像, okay, at least this is the way it looked. She had fallen in love with one of the senior students. 她跟一个高3年级的学生开始谈恋爱. I mean, the students knew it. The teachers knew it. And obviously, that was a problem. She had fallen in love. To fall in love, 就开始谈恋爱. I heard somebody explain it as 掉在这个爱河里. Have you ever heard it said like that? To fall in love? Well, I don't know. Anyway, you get the picture, whatever, going on. The teachers worried that the whole atmosphere of the school would be in danger of, or was in danger of being poisoned. Okay? 全校的 atmosphere, 气氛. Okay? The atmosphere, 气氛. The whole atmosphere of the school was in danger of being 或许会被这个毒害了. Okay? Poison, of course, is 毒药. Again, if you say poison, in this case, it won't be real poison. I mean, obviously, it's not real poison. So the idea, poison would be the 会害学校, 学生等等. So 毒害. We could put the poison and the hurt together, and we say poisoned. 全校会被他的，特别是这个整个气氛会被他谈恋爱的这个受到这个毒害。Okay, so the teachers worried that the whole atmosphere of the school was in danger. 有这个危险呢 of being poisoned going on. They were afraid that the students would suddenly become more interested in boyfriends and girlfriends than in pursuing their studies. Here's what they were afraid of. They were afraid that the students would become more interested in boyfriends and girlfriends. 学生会开始对男朋友、女朋友发起热心，而 pursue 追求学业 studies， 而不追求这个他们的学业。So this is a real problem. Sometimes I think I've talked about spring fever, or I will talk about spring fever, so eventually, and this naturally happens. It doesn't happen with a teacher and a student, though. This is much more serious. Going on. I knew that they were right. They were right. But if I would have censured 这个责备 censured Stella. You see, even though I know that it's right, you cannot directly say to a person, hey, you are wrong. You're doing the wrong thing. So I knew that they were right. But if 如果我就责备他 Stella, even privately, 连在这个安安静静的地方啊 okay, I, like in my office, of course, 我在我办公室 I knew that she would become more defiant. 更加会反叛 rebellious, defiant. Another good term is to rebel, rebellious, defiant. Say, if you talk to her, then they do it more. Okay? Now, I had been studying, about this time, I had been studying a book on communications. It's just a little tiny book. It's a very, very interesting book. In fact, I suggest that if you could find it, that you try to get it. It's in Chinese. I know it's in Chinese, and of course it's in English. And it's a very small book, 很薄的一本书. And the title of the book is Why Am I Afraid to Tell You Who I Really Am? 为什么我很怕告诉你我在心底到底是什么样的人? You got that? Why am I afraid to tell you who I really am? It is a great book. I learned more in that book than many, many other books. Just a little tiny book. It's a good book. Suggest you get it. It's in Chinese and it's in English. Why am I afraid to tell you who I really am? Okay, about this time, I'm studying this book on communication. 是一种关于沟通啊、人际关系等等啊。 So I decided to try something different. 我要试一试一个另外一个方法，我从来没有试过。Something I had never tried before. Going on. I called her into my office. Okay, now, when a teacher comes to the principal's office, it's like, uh-oh, what's going to happen now? In fact, what happens is they kind of get like this. Do you see what that means? It's like, whatever you say, I'm not going to accept. 你不管你说什么，我不愿意接受. Okay? That's the attitude that people do when they come into the principal's office. So, I didn't tell her directly that she was wrong. 我没有说你不对. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. Okay? Instead, 反而, I told her, now this is very important, so I want you to pay attention to the English words. Very important. I told her, in 反而, I told her how I felt about it. 我自己的感受. I didn't say how that she was right or wrong. I just tell her 我心底的感受, my real thoughts. I use language 我的话有一点像这个下列的, so I will show you now how I did this. Go ahead. Now, I must tell you that when I wrote this, I had to 把很多东西浓缩, because I mean this is a book. Even though it's a little book, still there's a lot of things in there and I had to put it all in here. So I'll try to explain it. Stella, okay, I began. Stella, I don't know why I feel this way. You always start this way. 我不知道我为什么有这种感觉. Okay, but I feel depressed. Usually I say, 我感到不舒服. But in this case, I said, 我是有一点沮丧. Okay, 不舒服, 沮丧. Okay, I'm depressed. Okay, I don't know why, but I feel uncomfortable, depressed. You are a good teacher. What did I say? Good teacher. Okay, you are a good teacher. But when you spend lots of time with one of the students, the senior student, okay, and she knew who I was talking about, okay, when you spend a lot of time with this student going on, I just feel things will get out of control among the other students. 我自己觉得, okay, things will get out of control. 我们会在管理其他的学生, 管理其他的学生会失控, out of control. Okay, now, do you see the words I'm using? I feel. 我的感觉, 我的感受. Now, this is very important. Choose your words carefully. This is very important. I have used this method hundreds of times since then. Many, many times. 这个方法我用过，在家跟我太太、跟孩子们，哎呀，学生啊等等。Going on. I don't know what to do to communicate to the other students that they are here to study. 我现在不晓得怎么样跟学生来说，他们来学校的目标是求学 ，OK， study 求学 ，and not to be looking for boyfriends and girlfriends， 不要去找男朋友、女朋友。What have I done? I have said I don't know why I feel this way. 我为什么有这个感觉？但我很难过 ，OK？ And I've told her, you are a good teacher. And then I came back and I said, now how am I going to help the other teachers? The other students? Because they can see you. See what's happening? Go ahead. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me. 我不晓得我可能是有问题。I feel very sad. So what am I saying? I am saying I probably have a problem. Maybe it's probably my problem. So now what is she thinking? Well, he has a problem. He feels very, very sad. So she doesn't feel like I'm fighting against her. I have a problem. Going on. 这个是一种技巧, okay? At this point, real tears came to my eyes. This is 真的，不是假的啊。This is the only time that I have ever cried in front of a woman that I know of, except for maybe my wife. 我人生第一次真正的在一个女人的面前就哭了。That means tears, 眼泪就开始出来了，掉眼泪。It wasn't fake, 不是假的。It was for real, 是真的，不是假的，真正的。It was true. Going on. And what happened next, I will never forget. As long as I live, I will never forget what happened next. 这个然后发生什么？ Stella started crying also. Wow. Stella 非常固执。You could even say she is a strong woman. 这个女强人啊。she's just a very strong personality. But here is Stella in my office, the principal's office, 校长办公室, and she started crying also. Okay? Instead of being defiant, 她不愿意反驳，反而她就开始 blubbering means crying. Blubbering means crying. Right along with me. 跟我一起就哭啊。Strange. That, well, I'll come back. Let me finish this, and then I'll come back and tell you the secret, what the secret of communication is. 这个秘诀，沟通的秘诀何在呢？等一下 我就告诉你. Let's just finish up. When we collected ourselves, okay, to collect ourselves is 一种说法，就是说，当我们这个恢复正常啊 we took the tears off of our faces, out of our eyes. She promised, okay, that to break off, 她这个有一个诺言 she would break off 断绝这个关系跟那个男同学的这个关系断绝 Now, the last one, she kept her word. 她说到也做到她说到 her word, she kept it, 也做到 Okay, the secret, we're running out of time. The secret of communication is always to tell your 心底的感觉, your feelings. When you tell how you really feel, other people, even though they may not agree, will still accept you because they are your feelings. 是你的感受，不是他的. And they will always accept you. I should tell you a lot more, but I've run out of time. We have an email address, and the email address is 老校长, the old principal, at gmail.com. And we have 网站, a website, www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, like to say more, but we've run out of time. Hope you will join us next time for another interesting lesson. Until then, bye-bye.